Wow, that music gets me fired up. Welcome back to the CB show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon.
And another week, Brandon. Here we are again.
Another week, man.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Come on in.
Hey, look at this guy.
There
Hey
it
guys,
is.
what's going on? What are you doing? What's up here?
This is the CB show.
CB show?
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Hey, why don't you, here,
There
take
you
my
go. This
seat.
is awesome.
Why don't you sit down here and chat
How
with
could this
Chris?
happen to us?
Look at this. Sit up there. Let's get you mic'd up.
Sit right up
We are
there,
honored
down
here.
camera.
We have
Yeah.
Albert Altizer.
Yes, sir.
joining us
Chris
on
Patton
set.
and Brandon Kosher.
Yeah.
All right.
Along with the king.
Take
over
my
there.
chair, buddy.
Well, welcome to the CB show there,
Hey,
Albert.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Proud to be here.
Yeah. So,
I'm
Albert,
honored to be here.
Albert, tell us a little bit. You're a driver here at Watsontown.
Yeah, I've been here about 15 years altogether total.
Yeah. Where do you run? What
I'm running out west mostly.
Okay.
Texas, out to west.
What do you love about trucking?
I love Watsontown, the
Yeah.
best company that I've worked for in 40 years.
Is that right?
Yes,
Why? Tell us why, though. Tell the audience.
I
why.
like the benefits, I like the pay, I like the people here, I like the equipment. They take care of the drivers and the equipment. They don't have no rag and junk.
I just can't believe you're on set. It's awesome. Like, how does he
I
walk
love
by
it. I
here?
mean, there's nowhere else to work.
Yeah.
They take care of you here.
Well, hey Albert. So you're married? You got a wife at home, right?
I got one, kids, 2 grandkids at home.
Oh wow. Where are you from?
Huntington, West Virginia.
Okay. So how'd you find Watsontown originally? How did you hear?
I
about
was
it?
in Florida in 2003, 2004, and I seen one of the drivers down there, and I asked him, I said, would they hire anybody out of West Virginia? He said, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
He gave me the phone number, and I called up here, talked to a guy. He said, well, we'll talk to you later. He sent me the papers home, and I took the papers, filled them out, and sent them back. They called me, asked me when I want to come up. I come up a week later.
So that's a great story. So to the audience out there, Albert is a huge WWE fan, and
Absolutely.
when he comes in the office, he has some he does some special performances for us. So share it with the audience.
It doesn't matter what you think.
What you got some more? You got some more for us.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Well, Albert, I like Stone Cold was my favorite. Who is your favorite wrestler?
Undertaker used to be, but
Yeah.
he retired. Austin's okay. He just takes on the boss man, and
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody had ever worked for a company that beat the hell out of the boss, even in the hospital, and still have a job there. I don't know.
Yeah, good point. That's a valid point.
Albert, but can you? One of your traditionals is the Rock. Can you
Yeah,
give us
The
the
Rock.
full welcome back to Milton, Pennsylvania?
Yes, like you do, The Rock.
Finally, The Rock has come back to WTC in Milton, Pennsylvania. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Priceless. Albert, well, thanks for
I
coming
appreciate it,
joining
sir.
us. That was awesome.
We thank you, gentlemen,
Yeah. Brandon,
for
can
being
you come
here on
back
this
in?
Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you so much.
It's
for
going to be
stopping
one
by.
hell of a
Yeah.
weekend for
Thank you,
Watsontown.
Stop.
Thank you for
stopping
all your
by,
effort.
man.
Yes,
I really
sir.
appreciate it. That was wonderful.
I appreciate that too.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks. Hey, don't forget your tea there.
All right. Well, yeah, what a surprise guest there at the CB show. So, I guess moving on.
Yeah.
I know you don't think I'm
How can you move on?
I don't know how we
I
can.
might as well wrap it up. I mean, you can't top that, man. That's
So but our favorite thing is the weekly update. Let's get into the weekly update.
Yeah.
I'd like to say one more thing.
Oh, hold
Sure,
on.
y'all ring it off.
well. We'll go. What do you got, buddy?
What have I got? What you gonna do, brothers? When Chris, Brandon, me, and the King run wild on you at WrestleMania? What you gonna do?
All right. Well, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna run away, I guess. So, well, thanks, Albert. I mean, appreciate you toning in there again, man.
Man, it's awesome.
All right. Anyway, jumping into the weekly update. We had 4 drivers this week. Let me get them here. We got Angela from Millville, PA, Corey from Withville, Virginia, Tracy from York, PA, and Chris from Sunbury, PA. So welcome all.
Yeah,
Welcome
absolutely.
aboard. Glad to have you. You know,
That's a big class, 4 drivers. That's
yeah,
great for the
it's
company.
great. It's good
So,
stuff.
how about when I talk about the weekly update, I want to touch on something. We're coming. It's the end of May, and I go back to last year when we were in the COVID season, right? And It's amazing to look back. I was looking at some numbers. We're like 2,500 shipments ahead of where we were last year. 2,500 shipments delivered more than we were. Just shows, how the
How much of
impact
an
of
impact
that
that was
COVID
negatively,
was. But
yeah.
the one thing I'll never forget is during that slow period, during the COVID shutdown, we didn't lay off one person in any of the companies. So that's really a testament to how we survived and our and to the work of the people
and
and so
drivers and everybody,
yeah, absolutely.
all the workers all together. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we stuck together and fought through the. I guess I want to call it a virus and
Right.
Pandemic, but it was definitely more than that. It wasn't just that; it was an impact negatively on everybody as a whole. So we definitely stuck together and fought through it well.
Yeah, and I guess saying that how was our week safe?
Another safe week.
Yeah.
No accident, no DOT reportables. And no lost work injuries, which I get it. I can't speak enough about how great that is. It obviously makes my job much easier. I mean, again, we still have the bumps and bruises here that we'd love to see go away, but the DOT reportables not having them is great.
All right,
So
that's awesome. Great job,
No,
great
great
work,
week.
everybody. It's not an easy job. We say every
Definitely
week, get home to your family safely. We got a holiday weekend here, and so this week you sat down with one of our female drivers.
female
right?
driver, yeah. And actually, she's been here a little over a year. Let's check this video.
Yeah, that's
she
great.
does a great job. She's
Yeah,
natural.
absolutely.
She's a natural.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with Michelle, one of our drivers that's been here, we figured out roughly about 14 months? 14 months, and so obviously welcome. Glad to have you here. Just a few questions, you're relatively a new driver of ours. You've seen us really attack through the COVID issues that we had. Overall, how do you feel it was handled through here? How was it impacted? Was it negatively towards you, or do you feel like you really didn't have any setback from the COVID?
With the COVID, no, it was pretty smooth. I was really surprised.
Good.
Nobody really here, the company strongly enforced strong measures of whether you did or didn't, on your own while you were in your truck.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing we obviously wanted to try to do. We're all about family. We're all about being safe and healthy and stuff like that. So that's something that we try. It was one of the biggest battles that was unforeseen for us. And obviously, you've been driving for now how long?
About 13 years.
About 13 years. So even so, you as a driver, this is probably one of the biggest pandemics you ever had to deal with as a driver, where it's negative impact. Other things that we were talking about was the price of fuel, how that's fluctuated over time. So let's just go back and what directed you, or what was your inspiration to become a truck driver?
Well, it's funny you mentioned fuel because I was unemployed at the time, and my daughter had a child. And in the house, there are two strong females just don't belong.
Definitely not, right?
So I decided to pack my car and move to North Carolina. When I was down there looking for a job and everything, gas prices were soaring, and I said, I gotta find a job that pays for my gas. And I started thinking, and I said, truck drivers, they pay for the gas, and I can go all over the United States.
That's right.
Really,
they pay for your gas, and they paid you to go see the country, basically.
Yes, I did. I've seen all over the United States.
So obviously you've been doing it for over 13 years, and you love it.
Yeah.
What's one of your perks, like your favorite parts? What do you like most about it? What keeps you driving?
I get to see the open sky.
Okay.
It really is. It's beautiful, and to see nature, and all the seasons, the 4 seasons.
Yes, definitely beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful scenery out
Sometimes the winter's kind of questionable, but the open sky is really, and the freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Truck driving is a little freer with your time span or straight.
Okay.
You know when you're going to be able to move, and you know when you're going to sit, and then you can kind of play with where you want to stop at the time. You know what I mean? What you want to see through your brakes and so
Right.
because,
It's definitely interesting that you mentioned that, because another thing I wanted to discuss with you is obviously over a 13-year span, you have transitioned or had to adjust from paper logs to electronic logs, and with all the electronics and everything changing. From paper logs, when you would have first started, to now with all of the electronic logs, which do you prefer? Which one do you
I
like better?
prefer the electronic. I think it's easier. It's more accurate, because the paper log, you could only adjust 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So you were losing time, or kind of even, you could say, falsifying, because it was a 15-minute span. Or you had to sit there for an actually 15 minutes.
15 minutes, maybe
Only took 5 minutes
Right,
to
okay,
do whatever you
okay.
was doing. So the electronic logs, I think, takes care of that. And also, it keeps the driver within a scope that they can handle physically.
Yes, because then you're physically, mentally, however, that way you're not drained, you're not pushed to the limit. So that's good to hear. I see that you have your hat on, and ever since you started here, I think you've always worn that hat.
Yes,
right?
I have.
And it's a great hat. I mean,
Thank you.
I can't say enough about the hat. I mean, obviously here our bottles are also flying the flag, but and it's also a great time of year. I mean, Memorial Day is coming up this weekend, so I think as a whole, you speak volumes of definitely different types of truck drivers that we have out there. I mean, and so it definitely puts a different perspective on things. And you did mention your daughter.
Oh, yes.
And you have a grandbaby then?
I have 5 grandkids.
That's awesome.
2 are hers and 2 are Scott's.
That's awesome.
And she is totally involved with, I guess you could say, America. She decided to become a volunteer firefighter.
Wow.
Yes, and I don't know. I don't think she gets it from me. I run from the fires.
And she runs into them. Now,
Yeah,
that's
she's
definitely different
She's
respect on
good.
that. That's phenomenal. Well, thank you. Thank her for her service. Like, that's great. But yeah. So, anything else you would anybody else you want to say hello to that might be out there watching the TV show today, or?
I just say hi to all my fellow truckers. Say hi when you see me. I'd love to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Just to say hi.
That's great. Glad to hear it. So, all right. Well, thank you for your time. I mean, I did kind of put you on the spot here. We saw, we were looking for someone else to interview this week, and I walked in operations, and I said, does anybody have a driver here that thinks we would want to sit down with? And Jim's like, well, how about my driver? I said, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Again, I remember you coming through, and I remember actually talking to you. You had some ideas early on about the messages that I was sending out and stuff like that, about the point system, if you remember that. And, I took your input, and I changed the way I go about doing the things like that. So, I'm always learning from you guys, so I always like to get the information out from you guys. So I appreciate it.
So I can testify, they do hear you. They do, take your ideas and throw them.
Listen, we can only get better by doing what you guys, you're the ones out there that are always safe, and we're asking you to be safe and always get home to your family safely. And you're in the day-to-day situation, so by you letting us know what makes it safer and less stressful on you is what we strive to do. So again, I appreciate you sitting down with us.
And that's another thing I like about this company. It is peaceful oriented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not negative.
Right.
And that is hard to find.
Well, good. Well, thank you very much. And again, we appreciate you coming on, and hopefully you're here for many, many years.
Thank you.
So, all right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Wow, Michelle, what a great video.
Yeah.
A great sit down with her. I'm sure you enjoyed that time.
Yeah, I mean, she was, like I said, she was great in the very beginning. She was all acting like she's nervous.
Yeah.
And then we just, she was a natural.
And one thing I noticed was that hat.
Every day I see her, and every time I see her, she has that hat on.
And how fitting it is for this week, right?
Yeah, Memorial Day coming up,
Yeah,
Memorial Day weekend, it's big holiday for everybody,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and for Memorial Day here, the CV show and Watsontown Trucking, we want to remember those who,
Sure.
gave us this opportunity.
Yes.
Gave our company an opportunity to thrive in the trucking industry and such. So, we look at those type of interviews and see her and her family and the grassroots of all that, and it's just great,
Definitely. So,
And
but thank you, Michelle, for sitting down with me and tell us a little bit about you and your family. It was great to hear good stuff.
Absolutely. So, and that wraps up another week of the Who's Who.
Yep.
I still go back to the beginning of the show.
I was so excited about Michelle's interview, and then I'm like, hey, well, she holds a good, strong thing, but Albert really gave her some competition there. But I think they're pretty even.
Yeah,
we're gonna call, what would they call that in WWE? A draw.
A draw,
Maybe
right, a draw.
They'll
Yeah.
have to do a ladder match maybe later.
Well, hey, going forward, we look at we're here again, right?
Yep.
And we couldn't do it without our sponsors.
Other sponsors, all of them.
Yeah, so the Patton Logistics, Patton Warehousing, Watsontown Trucking, working under this umbrella of Patton Logistics Group. And you know, one thing we never really touch on, we touched a little bit on warehousing, obviously trucking, but Patton Logistics, you know, the third party brokerage company,
Yes.
you know, we have a lot of good carriers that work under that. We, you know, I'm sure they're watching as well, but you know, thank you for all their hard work and being safe out there. You know, they may not have our name inside a truck, but they do represent us.
That's what I
right?
was gonna say, we build a good, strong bond and relationship with other companies by them working with us, so, you know, I mean, absolutely, you know, thanks to them
Mhm.
for helping us along, and it's a win-win.
Yeah, so, again, from all of us here at the CV show, you know, happy
Happy
Memorial Day.
for first,
And,
and then have a good weekend,
Yeah.
and get safe, you know, get home safe to your families, everyone, and enjoy the weekend, and, you know, have a burger, have a hot dog.
Yeah, right.
Enjoy the, but while you're there with your family, I mean, show them the CV show.
Yeah,
Pull up your
absolutely.
phone, show them, tell everybody, give a thumbs up,
Yeah.
you know, comment down below, and again, we talked earlier this week, you know, we wanna keep things coming, so when you get the comments, get in there and jump with ideas you wanna
Yeah,
see. What
absolutely.
do you know, maybe there's questions or people that you want us to talk to, or you wanna get an insight on, let us know, put that in the comments or whatever, and, we'll
Yeah, we never
definitely
want this
take
show
it.
to get stale for you, right?
Right,
We wanna keep it
right.
exciting
Keep
and,
it fresh.
right?
This one was pretty exciting, so let's see if we can keep them going.
All right, well, everyone have a great week.
Yes, see you, bye.